Good evening. Today being the 19th day of the Omer, we're going to learn the 19th step for acquiring Torah. This is the fifth in the series of the aspects that Chachamim tell us to minimize or diminish in order to promote more Torah. This one might be to some the most shocking in different ways, but we're going to see exactly. So let's just review the five. The first was miut sechora, diminishing the amount of business. The next was miut shena, diminishing the amount of, minimizing the amount of sleep. Then it was miut ta'anug, diminishing the amount of enjoyment the person partakes in. And then the fourth of that series, the number 18 for the step, was miut sicha and miut tzchok, diminishing and minimizing the amount of speech and joking and laughter a person engages in. The fifth for this series is miut Derech Eretz. Let's translate what that means. And there's different interpretations what it exactly means. Miut, the diminishing and the minimizing of Derech Eretz. Derech Eretz literally means manners. Whenever we say Derech Eretz kadma laTorah, that manners, being a good person, acting properly, all precedes anything that the Torah has to deal with. A person is not allowed to pray to God and learn Torah and His wisdom and act like an animal and act improper, whether that's with friends, family, close friends, close family, or distant individuals. Being a good person, being a nice person, being a person with manners. So now, what does it mean to diminish or minimize the amount of Derech Eretz when it comes to learning Torah? So a couple interpretations. Interpretation number one. Derech Eretz means being polite. Now, what does that mean to minimize or diminish how polite you are? It means that when you meet somebody, give them the respect they deserve, be as polite as possible, but sometimes those interactions turn to take too long, to be too wordy, and to prolong. And that, by allowing that to take too much time, that takes away from our time to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to study Torah. So it doesn't mean to cut stuff short and give people a bad feeling, but when you value your time and the time that you do and you spend with anything and everything that you do in your life, when you value your time and you value your time that you have set aside to learn Torah, there's a fine line between being polite or allowing that interaction to overextend itself. That's number one. Second of what miut derech eretz means, that a person should try as much as possible to minimize, yet be responsible about how much time they exert working. It's different than miut sechora. Miut sechora is business activity. That's something that occupies a person's mind. But time-wise, a person needs to try as much as possible to set up their life that they have specific times for learning Torah and for doing the service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as well as specific times to their providing for their parnasah, for their family. Another interpretation that Chachamim give us is, and this might have come to some of us at first glance, that Derech Eretz means the relationship between a husband and a wife, specifically marital relations. Chachamim tell us that we are not supposed to be, men are not supposed to be like a chicken and a hen, basically. Chickens and hens, chicken lays her egg every single day. And why is that? It's because the hen comes around every day. Now, we know that it takes women 9 months to get pregnant, to finally give birth after getting pregnant. But Chachamim tell us, the Talmud tells us that a man should not be like a hen is to a chicken. What does that mean exactly? The Talmud also tells us that Ever katan yesh la'adam. There's a small piece of the body, a small organ that the man has. Listen to this very, very, very interesting terminology. Mar'ivo masbi'o, masbi'o mar'ivo. If a person gives into that organ, the more you feed it, the hungrier it is. And the opposite, the more you starve it, the more satisfied it is. That is the Brit Milah. There's no secrets, it's something obvious. Now, when it comes to the relationship between a husband and a wife, the Torah, the Talmud, Halakha dictates how often they should be together. How often relations should take place. Talmud tells us that a Talmid Chacham, once a week. Another person, someone who's not Talmid Chacham, twice a week. More than that's not healthy. It's not healthy for the husband. It's not healthy for the woman. It's not healthy physically. It's not healthy emotionally. So therefore, when Chachamim told us, you want to grow in your Torah, you want to grow in your Torah, you want to grow in your Avodat Hashem, Mi'ut Derech Eretz also means minimize the amount of time, or minimize the amount of times that relations are performed. And I'll just end off with the rule. You know that even women will be watching this, it's fine. It's no secrets. The rule of when it comes to how often or how not often relations should be performed is all dependent on the woman. It's as much and or as little as she wishes. That's a healthy relationship. We're not going to get into the whole concept now. It's obviously in a public forum. But mi'ut derech eretz also means that. So we gave 3 interpretations of what that means. That means minimizing as polite and long stretch that is. Minimizing and defining exactly how much time you spend towards making a parnasa, and the third is minimizing the amount of marital relations that one engages in. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us to jump up and strive up as high as we can, using this 19th step to get to the 48th Bezat Hashem by the end of the Omer Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.